So here are a few good ways I've discovered to close distance in a fight. So in my last fight, I fought a very tall opponent and I had trouble closing the distance. Now, since then, I've been really working on how to do that, do it comfortably. So the first one we'll get into is this high knee march here. So I really like this because it allows you to pressure, potentially check kicks coming in, and also faking that front kick, faking knees, which really helps to keep the opponent unbalanced. Next up, we have the zigzag advance, which is essentially a great way to cut off the cage or the ring and do it without really wasting much energy. Just kind of advancing on the opponent, cutting off their exit lines as you're zigzagging towards them. This is another zigzag advance, but it's way more explosive, way more karate-esque, like a Shotokan kind of movement, meant to put a lot more pressure on your opponent in a quicker fashion. I really like this approach. It's very simple. You're throwing your cross into your lead round kick and you're covering a whole lot of distance while you do it. The punch can initially distract your opponent and allow you enough time to step that back foot up and really put way more power into your lead round kick. It's a great technique to cut the distance. So this is another great approach to try and advance on your opponent. You get into your high guard shell and you step forward, put a lot of pressure on your opponent. Now, you got to be willing to probably take a few shots when you're doing this. So you got to make sure that high guard is nice and tight. You're anticipating an attack and you're really trying to advance quickly so you can get into the pocket, do your work, body shots, head shots, a lot of hooks, uppercuts here. You do a lot of low kicks as well and some knees as well. So this next one here is a step in feint and closing the distance directly after that. So what you can do is use that step in feint to initially back your opponent up, get them guessing, and then when they do back up, you can advance and take over that real estate they've given up. Here's another great one, the slide and fake, and then following up with a combination directly afterwards. So you can use that little slide and fake. You see I raise that knee, get my opponent thinking that a front kick may be coming, and then you load up with a combination directly afterwards. This one's pretty self-explanatory. It's a nice little step in knee. You step forward with the front foot and then launch that rear knee into the opponent. Why it works so well is if you have an opponent who shells up a lot, likes to use a high guard, you can just split the guard or potentially hit the body with this kind of attack. Here's one for all you karate and taekwondo stylists out there. Right, so this is a nice little slide in fake, right? So I'm sliding in, I'm faking the side kick, and then I'm coming around the side into a nice little lead round kick. There's so many different ways you can combo this, right? You can always just go directly into your side kick. You can keep faking, going into the lead round kick, or you can fake and even go into a turning back kick. And here's a nice little bread and butter one. A nice little jab into a lead front kick. This is really great because you can either get your opponent's hands up with the jab and then go down the middle with the front kick, or just completely back them up with both attacks. And to close things out, we have marching front kicks, very similar to what we did before with the marching chambers. So I had a lot of fun doing this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. Try and implement this into your game and you'll be closing the distance with no problem in no time. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.